And he was like, no, you could have still held that. I don't know. Was that a indicator? Like, wouldn't that have been an indicator that was like shifting, or no? It was
Not really, because you still gotta take account to really the bigger picture.
So
I think a lot of people, because when you were looking at with a 15-minute time frame. Yeah, so you don't want to you want to look at a bigger time frame to see the direction of the market. So if you're still seeing buying pressure and a lot of bullish momentum, I don't really care. Like, I only use the smaller time frame to enter the market.
Okay.
And I'm monitoring the trade on the bigger time frame. I don't really care. It could do all that drawback. We know what price is getting to.
Okay.
And
so
also,
that's my issue then, because I think even after entering on that time frame, the 15 or even the 5, depending, I monitor. I do most of my monitoring on there instead of scaling all the way back. Like, I'll go and scale out and look to kind of see, and then I'll go back down sometimes to the lower time frame to see what's happening on the 1 and the 5.
Right.
But I think I stay on monitoring in the 15, and I probably need to scale it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
okay. All right, I'll start doing that. Let me put that in my notes.
Let me pick a random pair.
I'm gonna be hopping in and out because I'm just making calls.
That's fine.
So once I just go to the screen to see who I got to call, I'll come back to the screen.
Let's see. It's a pair. Let's see, what's Facebook doing? Ooh, Facebook. Facebook looks crazy. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah. You said monitor the trade. Only enter on the.
Yeah. So bigger time frame. You really just want to. It's a pair that I can NZD.
Is that on your watch list? NZD? I don't really mess with NZD. I mean, only if somebody call it out and it looks okay.
No, it's not. I just want to pick a pair that I can just break down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only enter on lower time, but monitor.
Yeah, you want to always monitor your trades on a bigger time frame.
So you monitor more so on the 4 or the 1?
So I monitor my trade like wherever I see the clean structure. So if my structure is on the 4 hour, I'll enter the market on 30-minute and monitor it on the 4 hour.
Okay, got you. But if we're entering the 15, then monitor on the 1, if you can see it clear.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Absolutely. Yep. That's it.
All right. So if entering,
that's it,
on 15.
Yeah. So like right here, like right now, how this I can see this is clean structure.
Yeah. So that's a.
Yeah. So if we entered right here on the 30. I'll be monitoring because I already know where price is going. So all like on the 4 hour, I'll already identify that support price has to get to. And that would be my TP. So I don't really, especially like when I take the trade, is majority of the times it's probably like a decent trade. So I'll literally just monitor the trade on the 4 hour, and I'll also come back to the 30 to the entry time frame as well, just to kind of see opportunities to re-enter the market. That's what I use it for.
Okay.
So
I think, and see what I did when I told you I was able to get in. I caught those 3 pips, or those 3 candles, not pips, but those 3 candles that was a pullback. So I think I did a counter trade.
Yeah.
So
I hope you didn't lose any money doing that.
Huh?
So I hope you didn't lose any money doing that.
Oh no. I got it was in there in my on my story. I caught a sell and made profit on it, and then I hopped out.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going so as soon as I got out, when I saw it forming on the 15-minute, the bearish candles, I hopped out of the buy and I hopped back in for a sell.
Yeah. Okay.
And I caught like almost $20 on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Shanice, you having any issues? What's the biggest challenges you're having when it comes to trading?
I think my biggest challenge would be like she said, like when to enter.
When to enter the market?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, like when you're looking at the charts, do you know what you're looking for, what you're looking at, or you just kind of like, man, I don't even know what's going
on? I know that like when I do my trend lines and stuff, that if it hits back to a higher high or a lower low, then it's probably gonna go there again or hit there again. I know that, but I don't really know like when to enter. I don't know if I'm even saying it right.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna break down. We're gonna cover NZD USD. I'm gonna mark it down. So we're gonna always start with our monthly time frame just to kind of see the overall direction of the market. As you can see, if we look 4 or 5 years back, we see price looks like it's been trending down. It was trending down, it was creating lower highs, right? We were creating lower highs all through this point, right? We can also see we drew our trend line. We see how we just broke the trend line. So we've shifted from selling pressure to buying pressure. So you can also see we got the previous month, right? November was very, very bullish, and currently December's candle is bullish. So right now my bias is just pretty much looking for buy opportunities within this pair, right? I can also see that price looks like it's going up here. It's going up here to retest this previous high point that we made back in January. Okay, so this is a good amount of pip that we could potentially buy to. That's 190 pips. So this is my thought process in the monthly time frame. Is trying to understand, okay, where were we before, like where we coming from and where we going. That is really that simple. Where were we before in a few years? Like where were we? What type of trends was the market making? And where are we at now? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the only thing on this time frame, which you guys just really want to be taking a note of is, okay, are we creating lower highs? Everything is all structure. Structure is really the like I'll keep saying this to y'all start your ears bleed. Like structure is really the main thing that you want to take away from any of my trainings. Structure. If you're in the academy, guys, you want to use what's the educator's name? I think Manny does a good job. Manny does a good job in his boot camp explaining structure.
Him and Ava was one.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And the structure is really any market. I'm telling y'all, any market structure is really what you want to put a lot of emphasis. Monthly time frame. Every time frame, I'm looking at structure. Literally every time frame, what structure is this market in? Because now you have a direction of direction of bias if you want to buy or sell. Okay, so now we know. So from the monthly, I'm just looking at where are we? We know just with the naked eye, I could tell this right here was a high low. It's a high low point. We see a lot of exhaustions here, right? It's a high low point in the weekly time frame. Just looking at it with the naked eye. So if you go to the weekly, you see it. It makes sense, right? This was our last. You want to look at structure again, right? This area right here was our last lower high. This was the last lower high, right? This was the last lower high point, and we finally broke this zone, right? We had some more buying pressure. Buying pressure came in and really got everybody out of here, right? Because we saw that we were at a high low. We were creating some type of support. So this area right here gave us a reason to want to buy the market. And obviously in a smaller time frame, we're paying attention to the candlestick analysis. um, and also where we're at in terms of structure. So right on the weekly time frame, you see, man, these weekly candles right here, very, very bullish, man. Yeah, you can see like we have some type of exhaustion up here with this wick, some type of buyer's exhaustion. And right now, this weekly candle the week just started, right? And it's currently has this. We have like 4 or 5 more days left within the wick. So this candle could really do anything because we really just created a higher high, right? We just created a higher high, and price could potentially, I don't know, come down and go up. We don't know. So price can potentially come down to retest where it broke from, right? And it can make its way up. So these are just scenarios that could play out. So you really want to just understand that we don't trade. We just trade what we see. We only trade what we see, and the candles are really telling you everything that you need to know. Really. Let's see. So from the weekly, I'm going to the daily time frame. So daily time frame is really the time frame that I like. You can kind of see structure really clearly, and you can kind of gauge where price is at. So this is where I like to utilize my trend lines. All right, I like to utilize my trend lines in this time frame and try to get a good point A to point B touching. Let's see, we can. No, that's too steep. Let's see, we can draw from here, point B, point A, point B. Okay, so this is pretty good right here. Okay, so we got our nice trend line, point A, point B. All right, trend line is very important. So trend lines are pretty much like another form of support and resistance. We got our point A and our point B. Okay. Boom. All right. So this is really good. It's telling us there's a lot of buyers in the market. As you can see with correlation, the price is creating higher lows and higher highs, making its way all the way up. So let's focus on, let's do a little back test, right? Let's back test this area right here. So let's test this area right here where price, I guess price, this whole area right here. Let's just do here. Let's back test this area right here. So I'm gonna just go down to the 4-hour time frame. Looking out, and I'm pretty much just doing the same, guys. All we're doing is right now what we're doing is time frame correlation. Just the same thing we did on the bigger time frame is what we're doing on the smaller time frame. It doesn't change. 4-hour time frame, guys. I'm just looking for structure, right? I'm looking at structure. What type of structure is the market creating, right? Well, I see. At a point we were creating lower highs. We were in a downtrend, right? We were in a nice downtrend till we broke it. We were in a nice downtrend. Price was creating lower highs and lower lows, right? Till we broke it. Right here would have been a good entry opportunity, right? As soon as price broke the trend line, you're looking for your entry. Anytime, and these counter trend lines, y'all, I use counter trend lines to also gauge when momentum is coming in the market. I think it's helped me out using the counter trend lines because now I can kind of see. So I'm no longer entering the market within all this consolidation and stuff. Usually with this counter trend line, it's allowing us to really just catch the flow of the market. So and the reason for that, because I wanted to eliminate those long nights when I'll be sweating like, man, damn, this trade is not moving. Like, what's going on? I'm in negative, I'm in drawback. So once I started using this counter trend lines, it gave me enough confidence to know that price is actually gonna go my way. Okay. So we're just gonna back test over here and just walk it all the way through to where price is currently at. Okay. So right now, as you can see, price was creating, it was creating lower highs, right? It was creating lower highs and higher lows, right? Always use your trend line to gauge where you're at. It was creating lower highs and higher lows. So if we know that we're looking to buy this market, this is where you want to utilize your counter trend lines, right? This is a regular trend line, but you want to utilize your counter trend lines and look for breaks of those areas, as well as breaks of structure. So what I typically do, man, I just find a high point, and I'll find a high point to where I can draw a counter trend line to where a whole bunch of points are touching it. All right, a whole bunch of points are touching it. We got a good one right here. You got a good one right here, right? Whole bunch of points are touching it. So this was good, man. This would have been a great opportunity to capitalize in this market. You see, anytime you see, okay, write this down. Anytime you're in an uptrend, right? If we've established, say on the 4-hour time frame, whatever time frame you've established your structure at, anytime you're in an uptrend, right? If you can't see these lower highs forming for you to draw a counter trend line, always go to a smaller time frame, preferably 2-hour, 1 hour, right? To get the details, right? If you can't have an opportunity to draw a counter trend line in a 4-hour, go to the 2-hour time frame, go to the 1 hour time frame to get an opportunity to draw that trend line. That's really, really gonna help. It's really, really gonna help you a lot. Also, once you've within this trend line, what you start noticing is that you start noticing buyers coming in, right? How do you know when buyers are coming in? Because obviously in this 4-hour structure, we're creating lower highs. But guess what? We're also creating, this is the only thing that matters, we're creating high lows, excuse me, within this minor downtrend, right? We know we're still in the uptrend, but anytime you see price creating these lower highs right here, these lower highs, it's a sign. It's a sign. Watch this. This right here is a sign. When price started creating these lower highs, I'm not too concerned about these lower highs. I like to see the lower highs so I'm able to draw my counter trend line. But this is what matters. Like price creating these higher lows, it's giving me an opportunity to execute. It's giving me an opportunity to execute. So when price was creating these higher lows, these are opportunities for you to potentially put a buy order, right? But while you're putting a buy order, you could have easily scalped price to the previous high point, right? This right here, 115 pips. So this would have been your TP when price got up here. All we're doing is waiting, right? All we're doing is waiting because now we have this trend line to gauge where price is going. It's at. So while price is going up, while price is bouncing through this trend line, all you're doing is just scalping and buying to this high point. You're buying to this trend line, right? So this is go ahead.
So you said that that higher high right there, that would be the TP. So our stop loss would be the lower low over there.
Exactly. So good job, Shanice. So Shanice, if you entered right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your TP will be like before like way before all this happened, like your TP will be to that high. And your stop loss, you want to put your stop loss like at this low.
Okay.
And it's all risk to reward. And let me see how many. So your stop loss will be, and that's steep, man, But then again, based on your lot size, stop loss would have been 35 pips. So stop loss 35 pips to potentially get 112 pips. That's good. That's great, right? So pretty much if you traded a 0.1, all you did was, okay, I'm willing to lose $30 to make $112. That is a great risk to reward right there. And the same thing, if you would have entered right here, right? If you would have entered at this high low right here, right? 70 pips, your stop loss would have been this low right here. Another 35 pips. So you're risking 35 pips to make $70. That's how, like, that's the thought process you want to have. But you know, these are like scalp entry, not really scalp entries. These are like minor buy moves that you can really capitalize off of. But the real potential, the real buy that I want you to really have, the real buy that I want you to have is really this right here. This is where, when price breaks this counter trend line, this is where you want to look for your buy opportunities. So anything around here is where you'll be looking to really capitalize on a buy opportunity. Okay. So pretty much when price breaks, when price broke this trend line, you want to break this down to like a 30-minute time frame. So we're monitoring everything outside of that counter trend line to see how we can enter this market. And I'm gonna show you guys how I've been getting confident, right, entering this market. Okay. So watch this.
Wait, do we see a setup?
Now this we're just back testing right now.
Okay. Sorry, I was on a call.
Oh, no, you're good. So pretty much a way I would have taken advantage of this is using, like, once price broke this high, I like to use like my fibs and stuff like that to really just get my next TP or take profit. So if I drew my fibs from this high low to this high, right? My TPs, my take profits is always 27, negative 27.
Are you drawing it from that bearish or bullish candle?
This right, really a bearish and bullish candle makes that support to draw your Fibonacci. So I always looking for two candles to really place this.
Balance it. Okay.
Yeah. So I place the I play 100% would be at the high low, and the 0 would be at the high. So pretty much when I enter the market here, right? If we would have entered the market here, right here, once we saw this high low being created, this would have been a good area to enter the market, right? In fact, let me scale back right quick. Let's monitor this area right here. Let's see when was a good time to really take advantage of this buy entry, right? And get to our TP 148 pips. So this is what I want to monitor right here. Okay.
Bullish candle.
Huh?
You're asking us where it would have been.
I'm saying that's my thought process. So we're gonna back test it. So pretty much what I'll do is like this whole area right here, when price created this next high low, I'm just going to a smaller time frame. I already know we're at a high low in a bigger time frame. So my goal is to go to a smaller time frame to really capitalize on the setup, you know. Let's see. To capitalize on the setup. So what I typically look for is I want to see where I can find potentially breaks of resistance, and also breaks of my counter trend line. So I'll take it down to even a 15-minute time frame to where I can see the details within that high low in the 4-hour time frame. So you want to go to the small time frame because we know where we're at. So we're confident that this thing is going up. You know, the question is, okay, when is it going to go up? Okay. So this way you break it down to smaller time frames. You want to utilize those counter trend lines, and also with the addition of breaks of resistance, that's going to give you a clear point on where to put your buy, to execute your buy order. So right now, my goal is I want to see if I can draw a nice counter trend line. Right. Let's see. Okay. I think I like this one. This is good. This is good. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So when I drew this, because you don't, I don't, and guys, when you're drawing your counter trend lines, I don't like, this is too steep. Like this is not valid enough to draw your counter trend line. You want to get it like on a 45-degree angle, like at least 45 and up. Anything like this is not a solid counter trend line, you know, or trend line. So you want to just find that, or even right here this was probably good right here. I like this one. Right, y'all see it? This price got up here. That was pretty good.
Billy said he needed that.
Yeah, that was a nugget right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've been drawing mine too steep.
Exactly. So and Phil, I think I saw one of your the stuff, your trend lines you posted on IG, and I think I saw when you drew too steep. I wanted to make a comment on that, but
go ahead, comment on that.
It's easier that way because, you know, if you draw like this, you can't really, it doesn't make sense because price is just like really just going down. So so this area was a good area because this was a form of resistance on this time frame. So here was a very good area to draw your counter trend line. Now, when you draw this counter trend line, you know, I like to look for multiple confirmations, right? I've gotten this habit where, and I've been winning a lot more when I've been becoming more patient and looking for 2 to 3 confirmations, preferably 3. If I see 3 confirmations, I'm very confident that my trade is going to hit. Okay, 1 confirmation, write this down. When the time frame that you're drawing your counter trend lines, right? You want to make sure that, for one, a resistance area broke. Okay, right here was our resistance area.
Can you say that again? The counter trend.
So when you're trying to use your counter trend lines, like pretty much your entry time frame, right? Your entry time frame. There are 3 you want to make sure there's at least 3 confirmations.
Right.
You want to make sure there's at least 3 confirmations. Okay. So first confirmation. This trend line right here. Well, let me scale this back out to the, what was it? The 4 hour. First confirmation. This trend line, price never broke this trend line. That was 1 confirmation, and this was on your structured time frame. Price never broke your trend line. Second confirmation, price was creating higher lows within that time frame, your structured time frame, right? So 2 things in your structured time frame you got to look for. Is price bouncing off a trend line, and are you at are you at a point in structure, right? Like, because and look at all these confirmations. We're at a support level too, right? We're at a support level. So on this time frame, we already got 3 confirmations, right? Price is maintaining support. Price is creating a high low, and price is respecting our trend line. It's 3 confirmations. So now you should already have confidence, like, okay, yo, this is dope. This is lit, right? This is okay. You should have confidence that now, once we break this down to a smaller time frame, we don't need to look for a lot to take a buy entry, because we already know where we're at. So this is my thought process. So I'm like, okay, well, let me break this area down to a smaller time frame, right? Let me look for like a few more confirmations on a smaller time frame to take this buy entry, right? So on a smaller time frame, things that I'm looking for, the only things that I'm really looking for is a break of a counter trend line, right, and a break of minor resistance on that time frame. It's 2 things I'm looking for on the entry time frame: a break of a counter trend line and a break of minor resistance on that time frame. That time frame, depending on where you draw that trend line at, that counter trend line at, maybe is the 30-minute, maybe it's the 15, maybe it's the 5. I don't know. right? So it varies. It varies, guys. There's no specific way I look at the market. I just try to be dynamic and make sense out of the stuff. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
so 4 hour, let's see how the 30-minute time frame looks, right? So while all that is happening, in the 4 hour time frame, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to the 30-minute.
What was the third confirmation on the higher time frame?
So the confirmation high time frame, we maintained the same support. Price rejected the trend line, and we were at a higher low. And price was creating high lows and stuff like that.
Price rejected the which one?
Price maintained support.
Maintain.
Right. Price respected the trend line we drew on the 4 hour, and we were at a high low in terms of structure. Okay. So now, if you're in a 30-minute time frame, right? Like I said, 4 hour, I like to bounce to the 30-minute. Now, what I'm looking for is like, okay, is there an opportunity to draw a clean counter trend line? Not really, because now on this time frame, it looks it's too steep. I don't like this. So I'm like, I see an area right here, but let me break this area down to a 15-minute time frame to where I can see the details of those candles creating that resistance, right? So I'm on a 15-minute time frame. On a 15-minute time frame. Watch this, y'all. This is good stuff. So 15-minute time frame, right? I can kind of see this. I can see the layout a lot better. I can kind of see an opportunity to create that counter trend line. So, and it's all about patience, guys, man. I mean, I promise you, like, even if you would have dropped, like, if you would have did this, you'd have been like, man, I don't know, this don't look good, man. Honestly, all I would do was just wait for this thing to play out. And once I saw this happen, this was my confirmation. This was good. Actually, my first confirmation happened already. I just needed a reason to draw my counter trend line. My first confirmation was a break of resistance here. Once that happened, I'm like, okay, it's almost game time. So when price broke this resistance, right, this candle right here confirmed it. It opened and closed above this resistance. It confirmed the break of 15-minute resistance. So I'm like, okay, well, let me wait. I started seeing price creating this buyer's exhaustion here. So that gave me an opportunity to finally draw my trend line. Once I did this, guys, the only thing I'm waiting for really is for price to break this trend line and test it. Right? For price to break this trend line and test it from some type of support. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's really all I'm waiting. When price broke this trend line, I'm identifying some type of support. I look to my left to get right. I see the support right here. All I'm waiting for is for price to have another confluence. I need price to break the trend line, right? We already got our first break of resistance. Boom. Okay, we're waiting, but we're still underneath this trend line. We're still in the seller zone. I need price to break outside this trend line and test the trend line and create some type of support. Guys, once price created that support, man, this stuff is really simple, man. I won't even try to really, this is really simple. Once price created this support, guys, you see how price is creating these long wicks. This is when candlestick analysis comes into play. You see these long wicks on these candles?
Yeah.
Guys, if you'd have saw at least 2 of these candles, just hit buy. Because what this is telling you is that sellers are exhausted. It's not enough buyers to push this market open. We know we're at a support level. This is sellers exhaustion. Guys, once 2 of these candles happen, I'm hitting buy. I don't even care. I'm pressing buy. 7-8 pip drawback, cool. Once that happened, I'm hitting buy. Prices look consolidating a little bit. Second entry opportunity. There's bullish variation. Second entry right here. Buy. So once I place my order, guys, I'm going back to the structured time frame to monitor how the candles are forming within that time frame. Right. Right. So while we had our fibs, while you had your fibs here from point A to point B, guys, honestly, once I put my orders in, my TP1 is this high, this previous high resistance, or you can put it right here. You can, whatever TP, man. First TP could have been this 23.6%, this previous high. TP2, the next high that it came from. And TP3 would have been your 27%. Me personally, because I understand the fib ratio, price always has to get a negative 27%. So guys, that was 130 pips. This probably took 2 days to happen, man. 130 pips in 2 days, guys. That's a few $1,000s. That ain't bad. So when price did that, guys, we still understand we finally just broke our 4-hour trend line. Now, we know we have another opportunity to enter the market, okay? So the only thing we're looking for is for price to at least come down and test this trend line, right? Price to come and test this trend line. Some way, somehow, I don't care. Like this right here, this opportunity right here could have been another entry opportunity to get to that negative 27%, right? This could have been another entry opportunity, right? 50, another 70, 80 pips to get to that negative 20%, negative 27%. Once price got to negative 27%, we're just waiting. It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. We want price to retest our trend line, right? And if you need more details to see what kind of candles, how the candles are forming, go to the daily time frame and see, right? Daily time frame, price is still creating high lows. So that should give you confirmation that we're still trying to get up there, right? So in the 4-hour time frame, once we got that break, right? We got that break. Guys, this is just flowing the market, workflow. What do you think? What do you guys think I'm doing? We got that break, price came and broke and came to that support. We got to do some investigation, right? So pretty much on this time frame, we got our confirmation again, another confirmation. Price is hitting the trend line, the 4-hour trend line that we drew. One confirmation. Second confirmation, right? Price finally broke out of our counter trend line on this time frame. That's 2 confirmation. Third confirmation, price is creating another higher low. Boom. I'm happy. I'm at peace. Now I can go to a smaller time frame to do some more investigation. Now in the smaller time frame, like we did before, I'm looking for an opportunity to track buy-in pressure. I'm looking for an opportunity to look for a break of resistance, a smooth counter trend line for me to actually enter this market, guys. I promise you, the more confirmation, the more wins you have when it comes to this stuff. Okay. So for the 4-hour time frame, I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of noise. I can't really see it. It's too choppy. It's okay. If it's too choppy, guess what? You scale back out. Right? Scale back out. This stuff, you got to be dynamic. Not every time we go into small time frames to draw this kind of trend line. So we're looking, okay, well, where can I draw this trend line? Boom, perfect. 1 hour looks good. Get your counter trend line. Boom. This is still kind of steep. I like this. This right here is it. Boom. We got a touch right here, touch right here, a touch right here, a touch right here. This is lovely. Now, this is where it gets good. This is how by being dynamic is awesome. Within price touching this stuff like this, right? We're still maintaining, while price is touching these trend line, we're maintaining some type of support. So guys, knowing that on a bigger time frame, we broke that it's a lot going on. So you guys might want to write while you're breaking the chart down, you want to be writing stuff down so you can retain the information. So we know when price maintained, When price maintained this support level, we knew where we're at on a bigger time frame. So on this support level, we can break this support level on a smaller time frame to get that buy entry, right? You can break this support level on a 15. Oh man, this is too much gas, man. I'm glad I recorded this. This is too much. I am glad I recorded this one. Watch this, y'all. So within this time frame, we know where we're at on the bigger time frame, so we can even start drawing more counter trend lines to enter off of this this area. Watch this, y'all. Boom. This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is good. So when price got here, guys, listen. Only thing I'm looking for when I'm waiting for price to create some type of support, and I'm entering. Once price respect that trend line, buy opportunity, bullish variation. Boom. I'm hitting buy. Price got to that other price, and that price got back to our counter trend line on the 1 hour. Once I started seeing 1 hour counter trend line, once I started seeing this high low, guess what I'm doing? It's confirmation. It's confirmation. It's telling me, oh, buyers are in the market. And now, guys, you can just get dynamic with this stuff and start drawing more trend lines. Right? So this was our first entry. Our second entry, this was our first early entry, guys. And at this point, you're probably like up 30 some pips, right? Fluctuating. When price broke out of this trend line, y'all, only thing you're waiting for is another bullish engulfing, man. This right here would have been my entry. I'm cool. This right here would have been my entry. I'm cool. All this fluff right here, I'm not buying it. I don't care. 23 pip drawback, cool. You're still in the positive on this order. This would have been another entry right here. Right? You took that buy order. That thing maintained support. It maintained support. Look at this, man. Price, you would have been on this trade right here. You'd have been up on this trade right here. You'd have been up. Come on, man. 40 some pips. And on this second order, you'd have been up 98 pips, guys. This is how you scale in when trading. And while you're executing this trade, right, you're monitoring everything on 4 hours. You're monitoring everything on the 4 hour time frame, right? So even if you drew your fibs, I know last time we drew it like this. Well, right here, guys, I would have maintained all this order right here. It's negative 27%. I'm out. I'm out the trade. If price was kind of playing around negative 27%, guess what? I'll probably close one trade, held the next trade to 61. Matter of fact, let's do this to be more dynamic. Let me see this, because this was our first initial. Once price got here, y'all would have just held the same fibs and bought it to 61.8. Once price got to 61.8, it will give you an opportunity to just draw your Fibonacci all over again from previous high, low to high, and just keep tracking it. Keep tracking it, man. This thing, Jesus, look how this thing has been going up. Wow. So right now, where this market is currently at, it's very bullish. I would not look for sell opportunities within this. I would look for just buys, man. You see price is still, if we drew our trend lines. This is kind of steep, so I like this a lot better. So price is just maintaining I don't really like NZD USD. It's where I don't like where it's at currently. I don't like this candle right here. So I'll probably stay away from this market. But price could potentially come here. I don't know. For a sell. Potentially. But yeah, man, this is really how simple it is. If y'all have any questions.
You make it look so simple. But when I try to back test it, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
You honestly, what you can do, I promise you, if you when you're back testing, just literally watch my video and just go to a random pair and just do the same thing I'm doing. Just do the same thing because it doesn't change. Like the way I broke this down, it's how I would break any other market down the same exact way. And also, like I keep saying, man, if you're new, start doing your analysis with AUD USD. This is a slow pair, man. It moves well.
Yeah, I gotta start watching the video while I'm doing the markup so I can see.
Yeah, just watch. When you watch my video, just break it down the same way I'm doing it. That'll really help you guys out a lot. Right now, I could see AUD USD is gonna come back down. I mean, we're at a resistance here. This will be good sell opportunities. Prices creating lower highs. So there's a possibility that we can catch a sell with this back down here, 100 and some pips. But the question is, okay, what are you looking for? How do we enter for sales? And then it's really simple. Just break this area down. Break this area down on a smaller time frame. Let me see how this looks in 4 hours first. Yeah, I like this. So break this area down and then let's go to 30 minutes. Do we see an opportunity to utilize our counter trend lines? If you see in the 15, can we see it? Well, so this market hasn't developed yet. It's going to consolidate for a while. So what I would like to see is price create some type of high low for me to draw a counter trend line. Right? I want price once price start doing this, we're in a game because now it's only 2 things I'm looking for. I'm looking for a break. I'm looking for one confirmation break of support and a break of counter trend line. And this is where you'd be looking at it. So you want price has to give you a reason to draw this counter trend line. If it's not creating high lows, then I'm not drawing a counter trend line. I need a reason to really like draw that out. Okay, so this could be a play out that could potentially happen, and it's going to happen this week, because I could see from the daily time frame. This wick got to get filled, man. This is ugly. This thing got to get filled. We could go on a weekly time frame. Let me take this stuff out right here. Weekly time frame. Look at this stuff, man. Price has to at least come back down a little bit. Look at the monthly. Monthly is fairly bullish. We still want to get up there to our target, but price has to retrace and before we go back up. So I'll probably look for sales on that. Selling as well. Selling GJ. Selling. Yep. But yeah, guys. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna upload this.
I'm gonna have to watch this next to my chart.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload this, man. This was really good. This was a good one. I'm gonna upload it, y'all. Practice. All this stuff is reps. I mean, if you can watch me all you want, but if you're not